lifelong sci-fi fan watching Stranger Things for the first time. Hello everybody, I am Mike from the Rewatch Project with Hannah and Mike podcast, and I am here delving into the world of Stranger Things. So yes, a TV series I've never watched, despite being a Gen Xer, a fan of Spielberg, a fan of Stephen King, a fan of synthwave music, all of the things that the zeitgeist has told me go into making this show. So yeah, I'm going to finally get to this. Quick bit of background. I've been into sci-fi genre, film, TV my entire life. Grew up in the 80s, watching all of those classic films, TV series. I'm a Star Wars kid. I'm a Stephen King fan. I'm a Spielberg kid. So yeah, it's just one of these random things. Stranger Things and Lost. They're the two shows that have just slipped through my net. So I'm going to rectify that today. I'm not going to mess around though. I want to get straight into this. So let's watch some Stranger Things. Let's see what I think about this show. I know a little bit about it. I know what's out there in the popular culture. It's kind of impossible to avoid. But now the show has come and gone. I figured now is as good a time as any for me to go back and watch this for the first time. So let's find out Stranger Things. Let's do this. Netflix production. Okay, so we're in 83. Not a great year for film. 82 and 84 were fantastic, but 83, you know, 82, we had Conan, Wrath of Khan, The Thing, E.T., list goes on and on. 84, you know, we had Ghostbusters. It was just a great year, but 83, bit of a weird one. Okay, I'm getting a X-Files vibe. I guess I'm going to find out what Netflix are like when it comes to copyright in the coming days. Cool. It's like the beginning of The Stand. Here we are. Suburbia.
The Demogorgon. Oh, Jesus.
Okay, so we've got a Thing poster. They're playing, is it D&D? You know, I mean, this is E.T., right?
We're so screwed if it's the Demogorgon.
It's not the Demogorgon. Did you hear that?
Wow, they're really young. I know these actors from pop culture. Man, look at that house. Kids on BMXs. I mean, this is very much my generation. I mean, I grew up in the UK. I live in New Zealand now, but, you know, push bikes. You know, I lived in a suburban cul-de-sac and we had woods behind our house. And that was our world, you know. So I can see, I mean, the nostalgia for this time, for this simpler time. I can see not too prophetic. Nice bit of synth score there. Oh, here we go. I mean, I know we're all probably getting a little bit tired of this, the 80s culture throwback. But, you know, this is going back a few years now, so they were in the early stages of it. I mean, I think J.J. Abrams had already made Super 8 at this stage, which was definitely the opening salvo of that kind of suburban Spielberg cozy.
Back here! I'm gonna kill you!
I mean, I remember being out. I was a latchkey kid. I remember being out later than I should have been. Further away from home than I should have been. Maybe not that far from home, to be fair. Oh dear. Is there gonna be scuttling? Oh, not good. Very poltergeist, very close encounters. That's very E.T. as well when he's going out into the backyard, isn't it? You know, that mist. Wow, look at the size of that shed. Everybody had huge houses in America in the 80s, if movies are to be trusted. And guns, of course. Oh. Oopsie. Where's he going? Fade to black. Nice. It's like the opening credits of V. Wolfhard, there's a name. Great font as well. That looks like something that would have been on a poster in 1983, doesn't it? Or on the cover of a book in an airport. Sean Hudson or Dean Koontz or Stephen King. The Vanishing of Will Byers. I'm guessing that was Will Byers, who just vanished. Chapter 1. Dead wife. Dead partner. Dead child. One or some combination of the above. There we go. Police chief. You know, Brody from Jaws.
Okay, sweetie.
Winona.
I will see you tonight.
Yeah, see you later.
Haven't seen you in a while, Winona.
It's disgusting. You're disgusting.
Was that Will I heard back there? Will? No, it's just Mike.
It's like the beginning of Twin Peaks when they're doing the call round for Laura Palmer.
A little bit after 8. Why? He's not home?
Oh, Winona gives good on edge. I can see the appeal here of the nostalgia. I mean,
I know it's your
I don't think I ever spoke to anybody on it though. There's an element of wish fulfillment to this as well, you know. Being able to talk to your friends on walkie-talkies would be amazing, but it never really seemed to pan out in reality.
We're
could have cast protection last night. He could have played it safe, but he didn't. He put himself in danger to help the party.
Season 1 of Stranger Things. So my first impressions are that it was very entertaining, very intriguing. It very much feels like a amalgamation of a lot of things. You know, it's kind of, if it was a band, it would be Oasis. You know, it's very much a kind of really pleasing, well put together synthesis of its influences. But I think that so it's very postmodern in that regard. You know, it's very aware of its influences. It's very aware of our awareness of its influences. And I can see why this show would resonate, because you've got the nostalgia for the Gen Xers, but also you've got the things that just work about that, and the fascination and the interest in older pop culture that the younger millennials and Gen Z would probably have, as well as the younger cast. And I think really the thing that definitely works here and elevates this beyond just being homage is the cast. Top to bottom, everyone's really great. You know, Hopper, the Winona Ryder character, all the kids, and all of the expanded cast. You know who they are. You know, they bring real humanity and recognition to them, because what you don't want in a show like this is masses of exposition. So if you can shortcut that by smart casting, then it will work. And those elements, those X-Files, Lost, intriguing mystery elements work really well. I think, like a lot of those shows, this will rise and fall on how satisfying the answers to those questions are. But I do think that the nostalgia and the likability of the cast will sustain us through those. So I'm really looking forward to watching the second episode of Stranger Things. Quick reminder to check out the other content on this channel, the other film, TV, music, and general pop culture related goodness that cohabits here. Also check out the Rewatch Project with Hannah and Mike podcast, where in that case we go back and rewatch some of our favourite film and television franchises. Currently we are watching Babylon 5. And I also do first time watch reactions to a lot of music stuff, as well as the original 1960s Doctor Who. So check all of that out. And I'll be back in the world of Stranger Things really soon. So yeah, likes and subscribes very much appreciated. The more people who subscribe, the higher the profile of the channel, the more people will find us, the more conversation ensues, and that is a great motivator for doing this more often. So yeah, I'll see you out there. Looking forward to watching more Stranger Things. Bye bye.